Hello, everyone. My name is Sneer Rozenfeld, and I'm the Vice President of Sales Cyber 2.0. I will be giving you Cyber 2.0 conclusion of 2020. We're speaking about new terms in the cyber world, what happened, what's going to happen, and how we saw the year coming up. So let's speak about 2020 and see how things went through the year. Well, in many places that I read, 2020 was announced as the year of the cyber. Now let's see what we had during the year that made it be so special. First of all, it was the year of the epidemic. COVID-19 hit everyone, and everyone started going to closures and sick and so on. And in order for businesses to continue their business continuity, they had to allow workers to work from home. Now, it started as a whole new work environment, not just BYOD, bring your own devices, but new networks, new applications, all sort of computers and devices connecting to the organizations and all new dangers. Hackers saw that as well, and we saw an increase in 800% attacks rising from hackers. So the first challenge that we saw was to adopt our solution to help employees working from home. They were exposed to cyber attacks, and VPN or a secured line to the organization didn't always solve that problem, because if a computer is infected by malicious software, that same malicious software can use the VPN to penetrate the organization. So we devised our system so we can give the best solution, protecting home users from infecting the companies. Enabling only software that were approved by company's policy will be able to connect to the organization. Other software that were installed won't be able to connect to the organization. The second thing we saw at 2020 was very interesting. There was a lot of people getting fired. Companies had to rethink their routes, and people were getting fired. People were getting laid off. And people were getting attacked, and customers wanted to buy, and they bought a lot of cyber solutions. But once you buy a cyber solution, an EDR solution, a knock, whatever you buy, you don't always have the manpower to manage it, to maintain it, and it wasn't enough. And the only sector that didn't fire people, the only sector that continued recruiting people because there is a big shortage in good security specialists and analysts is the cyber sector. So this came up the way that customer needed somebody to watch their networks, somebody that will be able to analyze the data and give them real alerts. Think about it, you get alerts all the time from the firewall, from the antivirus, you get a lot of emails, and you know it's called false positive, and you have to check every time. And it wasn't enough. So we devised our own security operations center working 24/7 a day, meaning it's a central control management for the customers. We give you real-time information by our cybersecurity analysts, which are analyzing and checking your data, the customer's data 24/7, and managing the cyber solution for the customers. And in a click of a button, once we see an attack, we can close the organization, we can block the attack, we can move them to monitor or to defense. And that was a great upgrade in the service that was delivered to the customers. The third thing we saw is, well, a lot of customers were moving to the cloud. And by moving to the cloud, everybody thought that they were getting more secured. I mean, Amazon have a great cloud, and Google, and a lot of cloud vendors out there. And it's easier to operate in front of a cloud environment than in front of an eternal network. And the big question that was asked was, if I'm moving to the cloud, am I being more secured? Now let's speak about emails, for example. While customers were moving to the cloud, they thought they will be more secured. Now, it is difficult to hackers to reach the email server, right? But a hacker that installs a malware, a malicious software on the user computer, the malware is listening. It's a man in the middle. You're listening to all the emails. And then he can do a lot of things. He can send an email on your behalf. He can send the email in the customer name. He can spam everyone on the customer's name. And he can steal sensitive information. And he can also go into the cloud with the same credentials. So if I'm putting my mail in the cloud, am I more secure? I still have to protect my endpoint. Here's a story. Here's a story that happened. A hacker impersonated a customer and purchased a server in one of the biggest cloud environments that we are aware of. Now he exploits security vulnerabilities to reach other servers on the same farm, on the same cloud. Now, once he was in the cloud, I mean, you know, the wolf is in the house. Once he is in the cloud, it gains access to everyone. He started moving within the cloud. He doesn't have to go from outside. He's within the cloud, and he started moving from the cloud and started stealing and doing whatever he wants with the information of his neighbors who sits in the same cloud. Now, the big breakthroughs through the last years have been made through cloud services. So again, if I'm in the cloud, am I more secure? Here's a real story we saw a week ago in a real customer who was sitting in AWS environment, and the break was random. Nobody was targeting him. They were just targeting AWS. And the intrusion resulted in the encryption and destruction of all the file on the cloud server. Now, once our cyber analysts started inspecting the attack and analyzing it, we saw something like this. The break-in was done using brute force. The server was out of date. No updates were happening. No, nothing was happening. Port 80 was open with no defense, meaning gaining access through port 82 everywhere. RDP, remote desktop, was open to the world, but locked to certain addresses only. Hackers were able to make an alleged RDP out of the server through IIS vulnerability. And again, the customer was in a public, very well-known cloud and still got hacked and lost a lot of his data. So the last thing that we saw, which transpired in 2020, was this. Until 2019, everyone were afraid to be in ransom. Everybody was afraid of getting hacked and getting ransom, getting their information encrypted. And everybody spent a lot of budgets about DR, about backup, buying a good backup. Nobody wanted to pay ransom. Nobody wanted to deal with the ransom, with the hackers. So a lot of budgets went to buy a great backup. And once the customer got attacked, or he didn't pay no ransom, he just pulled up the backup, took him a couple of hours of being out of service. And after 2, 3, 6 hours, he was back up and everything was okay. But the hackers saw that. And the hackers understood, all right, nobody's afraid of encryption anymore. Nobody wants to be ransomed. So let's change the attack. And the attack changed. Customers are no longer being ransomed, they are being blackmailed. Hackers are no longer encrypting data, they are stealing it. And they are threatening the companies to publish it on a global network, embarrassing the companies or showing customer data, medical files, and so on. And in order for the hackers not to publish it, they are blackmailing the customers. Now, it all resulted in something very interesting, because it is not a question of if I will get cyber attack. The question is when I will get cyber attack. Now, customers also understood that. They saw that, they couldn't prevent any attacks. And just in closure of 2020, they had two major breakthroughs. Portknot, the biggest network access security company, was attacked, and FireEye, which is owned by Cisco, was also attacked. I mean, the hackers started attacking and stealing the hacking tools from FireEye while they were attacking them. So why is that? How should we address the cyber problem? Now, when we look at the cyber world, we see something very familiar. All the solutions are working in the same manner. They are all working on biological-based models, meaning They're doing anomaly detection, behavior analysis, signature detection, MD5, SHA. They're doing the same things because all those systems are built on biology. And no matter who you are still getting attacked. So should you be using the same system? And biology systems are vulnerable to attacks, as we've seen that happens so many times. So we need to change the method. We need to think differently. We need to change the way we address the market, and we need to change the way we are protecting our computer. Our system, Cyber 2.0, is based on chaos mathematics. We are the only system that in the world that is using chaos algorithm and not biological algorithm to give you cyber defense. Yes, we can do anomaly detection. Yes, we can do behavior analysis, but those tools are obsolete because hackers can go over them. The summary is all the changes that made and all the opportunities that came from 2020 put us very ready for 2021. We have a great EDR solution. EDR meaning endpoint detect and response, but instead of relying on detection, we don't have to rely on detection in order for us to respond. We devised our solution to be a great network access control, giving you even an application network control, controlling everything that's going through the network. We established our own unique security operations center, monitoring and managing all our customers through the cloud, giving them 24/7 management by our cyber analysts. Our system works in a zero trust, meaning I don't trust nobody to go through the network. No zero-day attack will go through me. And this is the main idea of the system. Our system have a great forensic capability, and we will be able to analyze and know everything that goes through the network and from where it was originated. Our system is adaptable to work in IT and OT environments as well. We are not just protecting computers and servers, we are also protecting connectors and other devices that are transmitting data through the network. And we devised a great solution to working from home. Working from home is here to stay. All right, it might be once the pandemic is over, it will be maybe minimized, but it's working. People will need to continue working from home, and we have a great solution. Even if you don't have a VPN line, we will still be able to protect the organization. And if you have a VPN line, we are a protection that will protect the VPN from malicious software using it. And we will also be able to give you a great risk assessment report, the first one within 14 days, showing all the lateral movement you have going through your network from business users or even from home users. We will show you what's coming from your home users to the network, what is trying to connect to the organization. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. If you like it, ring on the bell and be a subscriber. And let's stay in touch.